So no surprise to see that both Hayden Hackney and Rav van den Berg are being linked with Premier League clubs this summer. Crystal Palace are the latest name to pop up, and to be honest, I think it's a tap-in for any journalist to just say Hayden Hackney and Rav van den Berg linked with Premier League club of choice, because I think they're probably on most Premier League clubs' shortlists anyway. So whether there's truth to this, I don't know. This is probably the Sun just making a pretty solid assumption that's likely to be true. They're not the most reliable anyway, but I do definitely feel like there is interest in both of them, whether it's Palace or not, and I do feel like both of them, definitely one of them, will move on this summer. So starting with Hayden Hackney, he's been linked with Crystal Palace now, but I think he's probably been linked with every or the majority of the Premier League clubs throughout not just this year, but last year and the season before as well. He's been sought after for a very, very long time, and I think it's been a case of when and not if he leaves Borough. And I think now's the time. I've been content with him moving on from Borough since we didn't make the playoffs, and I think he's going to have a wide array of Premier League clubs who want his signature. Paired that with the fact that he's just been a part of the England squad who won the under-21 Euros, I think it is. Yeah, it's his time to move on, and I've accepted that, and I think Borough should hopefully get a huge fee for him. The closest comparison I can make player-wise is Alex Scott, who left Bristol City for Bournemouth a few seasons ago, and I think they got £30 million for him then. I don't think Borough should accept any less than that. Part of this is my bias, but I think if you look at the stats, you look at his match ratings, I think there's truth behind the fact that Hayden Hackney, I think, is a better player than Alex Scott. So I think if Borough don't get upwards of £30 million for Hayden Hackney, then I think we've been lowballed. And then, of course, we've got Rav van den Berg. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not as bothered about losing Rav as I am Hayden Hackney. I still think it's a loss. Let's not forget, we did beat off a lot of top elite European clubs to get Rav. I still feel like there's a top defender in there, but his injuries have plagued him, and I think he still has a lot to learn and a long way to go. So if Borough can get a good fee for Rav this summer, I honestly wouldn't be that bothered. I feel like if we were to get maybe 10 to 15 million for him, I think we can spend that and maybe buy 2 or 3 centre-halves that I don't think will be that far off of what Rav is now anyway. Maybe 2 centre-halves that are more experienced. I don't know. Borough needs centre-backs if we're going to play a back three. So I definitely think cashing in on Rav and using that money to bring in 2 or 3 centre-halves would be a pretty good idea. So maybe 10 to 15 million for Rav. So yeah, out of the two, we're maybe looking at 40 plus million. But that only matters if, of course, Borough gives some of that to Rob Edwards to reinvest into the squad. We might have that on top of the Lath money, the 22 million in January. There might be money coming in from Morgan Rogers, add-ons for Jed Spence, among much more. So fingers crossed if this happens, Borough will reinvest and build a good squad.